Okay, so pressing on, and I suppose we're within arm's reach of divine right now, and I guess a relief that we didn't have to get anywhere near our 625 AD time frame or deadline as we were hoping. But gee, we've turned in a lot of turns into this and theology, these two technologies that could have otherwise been spent on other texts, but look, you got to do what you got to do, and as I said, it's a relief that we're nearly there, and we can start looking. We might end up, the way things are going, we might end up having to research construction ourselves, and I hate doing it, but there is just no opportunity. They're just not coming to the party in terms of offering that technology up to us. Again, Ramesses is sort of sitting on a small pile of gold that would be really handy for us to be able to continue our deficit research at a furious rate and do a bit of catch up in that department. But as I said, I'm not going to trade away theology for basically a single technology that will probably drive many of the other leaders into, we fear, you're becoming too advanced mode anyway. Well, we still potentially could trade Cyrus some ivory and get the fish and the 3 gold per turn, but he's not looking as though he's going to attack well, he's not in we're on mode anyway, but he seems to be pretty friendly with Alexander. Alexander's gone into Hinduism, and I'm not quite sure if that's affected anything. No, they're still pleased with each other. So again, really nothing we can do in terms of engineering internal fights between the AI or anything. We've just got to keep plugging ahead, I think. Okay, so this is this predicament where we've got a decent old city up. It's got a forge. I'm actually thinking that now's probably not because we haven't got construction at our fingertips, and we've got quite a few axes and spearmen. We haven't got a lot to get too excited about, but we've got enough. I was thinking initially that we could build chariots and archers just for hereditary rule happiness in cities while we're waiting. But look, an extra worker. We've still got so much jungle that we're ploughing our way through that it's now that we've got that forge up, we can produce him at a slightly cheaper rate. Okay. Probably get back onto the road network and see how deep this all goes in the westerly direction. I'm sure I just checked the trades, didn't I? But okay. Feudalism's available, but it's more expensive than theology, so we'd have to pay. I'm not even sure if he'd be prepared to pay. Take our money in addition to theology in order to trade feudalism. But the bad news obviously is, and it's not completely unexpected, that he's going to upgrade all those archers to longbows and make our lives harder. But we should have been expecting that anyway. And when we tackle on AI at 1000 AD or thereabouts. Okay. Still 2 turns to the divine right, so we better just rearrange ourselves to make sure that we get over the line next turn. Well, that's working as many commerce tiles as it can, so that's not quite enough. I might as well leave it there anyway, we'll put it back later. That's what happened, was that we built a worker. Okay, that's the result of that forest chop there, but it's not, that's going to have to actually be put into the bin before we can look at a whip for that forge. Obviously the forge is going to bring an extra happiness, which will offset the whip weariness. But there is quite a bit of whip weariness there that we have to be mindful of, so we don't want to let that that get out of control, so I just have to keep half an eye open on that one. Okay, now that it's built that granary, we can look at a little bit of population growth, but honestly these plains farms tiles are hardly worth the effort. Yeah, and it's just dropped out divine right, shot back by the turn, so that's no use. Took them off. That will get that moving, but we'd lose out on being able to work over these. As I said, they're fairly handy. They're not going to be serving any great purpose, but they churn out a little bit of commerce. They certainly pay for the extra population that that city will be carrying, and we can get that hammam out sooner if we can, start working these ivories. So look, I'm in two minds about whether to work those scientists or keep growing the city, but at the end of the day I'm thinking growing the city is probably the best bet. We'll get a farm there pretty soon. I'm keen to get a cottage there, and I've been thinking about the value in cottaging either one of the sugars or one of the ivory tiles. But we'll need to talk about that amongst the group. So, okay, so in theory, we're about to found a new religion. Okay, not necessarily the city that we wanted to, because its cultural borders are a fair way away from all of the AIs, but nonetheless, very pleased that the first of our variant rules has been well and truly established, so that's great. Right, now it may be that we're going to have to self-research construction. We'll just check this. With this Islamic missionary, I sent him into Istanbul just so we can build a monastery for that plus 10% science. Ramesses has picked up his adopt vassalage, which means... Oh, that's right, that's feudalism. Sorry, I was thinking of theocracy. Construction still not even on the cards. Just out of curiosity, I'll check out this, whether it's even, no good there. Out of curiosity. Yeah, okay. Now let's see, 6.3. Oh yeah, we'll probably need to drop that back to 90%. Yeah, once we start putting some beakers into construction, we'll probably be offered the technology anyway. For theology, they'll be more inclined to trade it once we've made some progress with it. Yeah, this. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that farm. Look, I might just that will be farmed in the next turn or two, and that will help push the population along and the usefulness of that city. Yeah, we're just continuing to grow this. Again, that sugar should be farmed soon. That's fine. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, that drops us back by a turn. That's alright. I'll make it up. And the forge is ready to be whipped. Okay, it's gone into a war tech. I'm a little mindful of him. Yeah, nothing happening there. Saladin's one I'm slightly concerned about. Alex probably going to be smaller than us. We probably should actually just check the power charts as well. Wouldn't be a stupid idea. Because I keep forgetting that on Warlord you don't have espionage and have to worry about that. Yeah, he's upgraded those archers by the looks, which has helped his power chart. Superior technology probably for Manson is making him look good. Yeah, Cyrus we've always sort of pegged as a bit of a warmonger anyway. And as for the rest of them, they're barely better than ourselves. So yeah, things aren't looking too frightening at the moment. Did not mean to do that. I'm going to have to boot up the entire program again. That's good.